5 things I think every first-time moms should know. 1. Every baby is different. It's essential to remember that each baby is unique, and what works for one baby may not necessarily work for another. So don't get discouraged if things don't go as planned. Babies don't come with an instruction manual, so you simply just deal with who you have and their personalities as they grow. You need to learn to work with what you've got. Babies are meant to fit into our lives rather than the other way around. When they arrive, we're not supposed to just drop everything for them. We're not supposed to forget ourselves for them. We shouldn't be remolding ourselves for baby, because eventually, as we evolve as parents, we will evolve as parents anyway as a result of the parental experience that they offer us. So I think that it's worth bearing that in mind. 2, breastfeeding is not easy. Please, allow me repeat it. Breastfeeding is not easy. You see, it does not come naturally either. In fact, no matter how it is taught, it is still very difficult. You know, when you attend those antenatal classes, yes, it's one of the most challenging things a woman could ever go through. One of the most challenging classes you will ever take, either as a mom, an expecting one, or even a new one. Breastfeeding can be challenging for a lot of mothers due to so many issues. It could be low milk supply, you could have cracked nipples, engorged breasts, difficulties of the baby latching on or having a perfect latch. It goes on and on. So you don't need to be afraid to seek help and support from lactation consultants or even healthcare providers in your own area. Other moms will be more than happy to share what works or what worked for them. You only need to take a peek at YouTube to see the amount of videos that will come up on the breastfeeding. So learn to listen, but pinch wisely. The third point, or third tip I think every mom should know, is that sleep when baby is asleep is unrealistic. So when you sleep when baby is asleep all of the time, who's going to make your next meal or order it? You definitely need strength. If you're breastfeeding, you need to be eating constantly. If you're not breastfeeding, you still need strength either way. Who's going to wash you if you haven't had a shower? Are there services for that now? I don't think so. Or the crumbs you've noticed on the floor, the house that needs tidying up, those calls you need to make to the GP, to the bank, you know, the household admins, or the school run for the older child that you have. It's so hard to sleep when baby sleeps, especially when there are so many other things to do. However, do not feel guilty for taking care of yourself, for taking time out, for getting rest that you need. In fact, as baby grows, if you have the right people around you, you should be able to tap out. Half an hour walk should be good for you. You will always make it work as long as you find what works for you, not what works for the next mom or your neighbor down at number 13. No, what works for you. My 4th tip I think every first-time moms should know is that postpartum depression is real. You see, lots of people know about it now, but not enough people know about it still. So it's still a problem. A new mom could be going through it, and our husband, our partner, our spouse will not even have a clue about it. Society isn't doing enough to shed light on this problem, and I think that's because the symptoms tend to vary from one person to another. Postpartum depression is a real condition that affects many new moms, so I would say you build a community of support beforehand so that you have someone or somebody or some people to talk to if you're feeling low and you feel you're experiencing postpartum depression. And that leads me to my final tip that I believe every first-time mom needs to know. Build your community beforehand. You see, having a community of support, be it family members, your friends, other moms, in church, at the mosque, at the health center, at baby group sessions, at swimming classes, at the nursery, it can make a world of difference in the early days, in those early days of motherhood. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help or advice. But as I said before, take the advice with a pinch of salt. I hope this helps somebody out there. I really do.